Hello everyone, my name is Christian. Welcome back to Tekpon. Today our guest is Lars, the founder and CEO at GreenRope. Hello.
Hi, great to be here. Thanks for having me, Christian.
Thank you for joining us. At first, please tell us what is GreenRope.
So GreenRope is a CRM, marketing automation, and customer service management platform, all with those components built into the same system. So it's a web-based tool, obviously, but the idea with the CRM is that you have all the tools available within the platform, so you don't have to spend as much time and energy integrating the other systems into your CRM.
What is the biggest problem that you solve for your customers?
I mean, there's a few. When you're dealing with CRM, everyone has a different opinion about how it should work, and there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of players that are going to be using the CRM. Some are in sales,
Yes.
some are in marketing, some are in customer service, and some are in account management and operations. And so, how do you bring all those pieces together? And so, what we've built is an inclusive system that has all of those things in an easy to use platform, so you can do everything you need in one. So so that's really been the vision behind it. The greatest challenge is data integration, making it easy for a company to take all the information from their sales, their marketing, and their customer service teams, make it actionable, make it usable, be able to set up automation, and now with AI, being able to leverage those tools in all of those areas to get better insight and then also to generate content.
Is AI something helpful for your business or something that's, let's say, damaging?
It's helpful. I mean, with all AI, you never want to just let it run. You never want to just trust the AI to do everything, because
Right.
we all know that the AI makes mistakes, and especially if you're in sales or marketing and your brand is at stake and your reputation is at stake, you want to make sure you review everything that the AI does before you actually release it or take any action on it. So you want to make sure it makes sense. But from a content generation perspective, and I'm sure we've all done this, being able to start with content that the AI has come up with and modify it takes what could be a 2 or 3 or 4 hour job and turns it into a 15 or 20-minute job.
Right.
And that makes us more efficient. And, and it gives us a lot of ideas and kind of stimulates the creativity, so that we may not have thought about saying something a particular way or leveraging data in such a way that it would be so helpful. So that's what we do. We create with our platform. We have all of those tools for sales, marketing, and customer service to work together. And then with AI behind all of those, every one of those teams can save a lot of time and energy.
That's amazing. And what would you say are the top 3 most loved features by your customers?
So, email is still a really big part of communication. So we've got, lots of email templates that you can choose from, and, you can drag and drop and build however you want. One of the really nice things is with AI, you can just tell the AI what you want it to build, and it will create the whole email for you. And so you can do that either like a one-to-one. So if you're a salesperson and you're selling to a particular individual, we'll automatically do data appending for who the person you're sending your email is to, and that will then build a personalized message to that person. So with data appending, you can find out what the person is, what they're interested in. Do they like baseball? Do they like football? Whatever. And then when it builds the content, it will combine all of that together. And the AI is really interesting in that so what we do is we have it create 3 versions, so you can then kind of mix and match and pick and choose what you like. But it might look at, say, where the person lives and personalize the content relative to their geographical location. Or it might look at their interests and personalize the content to their interests, or their title of the company they work for, whatever.
Yes.
And so being able to leverage the AI to do that makes it really easy for a salesperson to come up with very compelling messaging and not have to spend a lot of time doing it. So that's one part. And then the other part with email generation that we've got is a whole email constructor where you can build your entire message from AI. So you can say, I want to build, and you can let us choose the template. The AI can choose the template that you want, or you can tell it, I want to use this particular template.
Okay.
And then it will go on and you can say, I want to build a newsletter that sells X or that talks about this or whatever, and it'll do it in like 30 seconds. So full design, colors, like images, everything. So it's pretty amazing to watch it work. But yeah, so it works very well from that. So I would say like the email marketing is probably one of the most popular functions, and then the marketing automation. So with we call them journeys. It's a tool where you can drag and drop in logic. So you can say everything from someone fills out a form to
Yes.
you can trigger it manually, or someone visits a web page or clicks on a link or whatever. All those things can kick off this journey. Then once someone goes into the journey, you can have various things happen. So you can send them emails, send them text messages. You can set up appointments, whatever you want to do. And all of that is automated, and you can build in logic. So you can say, well, if this person is, if they read or they don't read the email, or if they click or they don't click, or you can do it demographically and say, well, if this person is in this particular target market, then we're going to do this. And if they're not, we're going to do this. And so you can build all of the logic that you would possibly want to do into one system just by dragging and dropping and, connecting lines and stuff. So it makes it really easy to set up your automation, and that can be done either in sales or marketing. And, so we have all those tools, right, built in, and with SMS and all the other. We've got a survey tool that a lot of people like to send and use. We've got web analytics, so we're tracking when people follow. And then, go on your website, we've got lead scoring. So, someone takes actions, then you can score them a certain way. And then you can also score them demographically. And so there's all these different components to the system. And, I could dive into, spend all day talking about those things. But they're all things that have been built over the years from listening to our customers and listening to what they need to be effective in communicating with their clients.
How does the pricing work?
It's very simple. It's primarily based on the number of contacts. And so we've got a couple of models. We have a direct model, and then we have a reseller model. So with the reseller model, the pricing is a little bit different, but you can create multiple accounts and then resell those accounts. And that's that's going to be based on primarily the number of contacts that you send out or you have in the system, but everything is unlimited. So unlimited forms, emails, tracking, everything is all unlimited.
Great to hear that. How about the integrations? Which one do you see the most commons?
So we have a lot of integrations built. Some are native, like Zoom, is a native. We also have Zapier that we use for, the integration, the various different triggered automations.
Yes.
And then for payment, we have Stripe and Authorize.net. So we have a lot of different integrations that are built on the platform. So it's just a matter of just having the right, what you're looking for, and usually people can if there's something that needs to be built custom, then we can build it as well. So we have integrations that have been custom built for Fishbowl as an example, the one that we just did for inventory management. So we've got a lot of different solutions out there that'll we can customize for anyone.
Usually, what are your target companies? Is there any industry or size that you target?
Not especially. We've got clients in every major industry, really.
Wow.
Government, small business, enterprise, nonprofits, all that. So we don't target any one in particular. The idea is that we are flexible enough to be able to be customized to any platform, and we can scale to any size. And that's kind of with an all-in-one platform, that's a little harder than it would seem. A lot of other companies in the market, a lot of other CRM providers in the market tend to play in one space or the other. When you think enterprise, you think of Salesforce, you think of SAP, like some of these really large companies. And when you think all in one, you think of generally smaller businesses. And so what we've tried to do is bridge that gap so that we can do from startups and really small organizations all the way up to very large.
I know CRM is one of the most competitive niches in SaaS, if not the most competitive. How do you differentiate yourself from the competition? What did you say to a founder looking to build into such a competitive space?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, it is, because you're right, it is very competitive. the way we differentiate on a few things. One is the level of integration and the experience. Another one is the ability for us to scale and provide all these features built in. And then a lot of it is having really awesome customer service. We're a small team, but we are very focused on making sure we provide excellent service to our clients.
How big is your team, and when exactly did you start the company?
So the company's been around for about 20 years. We're 16 people.
Wow.
So we've stayed small and just, worked very hard to stay competitive and, and just provide really good service. That's the main thing, is we want our customers to be happy. And so that's what we work really hard to do.
Is there a decision behind to keep the team small?
Yeah. I mean, the idea is really has been to make it a great, I don't want to say lifestyle business, because that kind of gives like the wrong kind of like that people are just kind of sitting around, just
Not
having a
legacy
margarita.
business.
But the idea is, we want it to stay small and be able to adapt to the market and provide really good service at really good pricing for our clients.
Absolutely. And are you the only founder?
Yes.
And I guess the company is bootstrap.
It is totally bootstrap. That's correct.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I didn't come from money, so I had to make this all, from the very beginning. I got out of the military and ate macaroni and cheese for a couple of years before I and lived very cheaply as long as I could, and then built the business up, and now it's scaling up and we're doing more. So which is great. But it's been a fun, interesting adventure as we've adapted over the years to the market and the changes that we're seeing.
Absolutely. But is this your first company? Like your first startup, your first try?
No, I had a couple that failed actually before this one.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has, right? So
yeah.
But yeah, I tried doing something in the art space. I tried doing, which is a very challenging space to be in. But yeah, so I tried a bunch of different things, and then settled on this. Seemed to be the really just the best way to move forward, I think, with what problems we were trying to solve.
What did you say were your biggest challenges since starting GreenRope?
The biggest challenge for us has always been awareness, because it's a crowded space, as you mentioned before. It's very competitive, and some of the competitors are very well funded, and so they can go out and make a lot of noise, and they can draw a lot of attention to themselves because they're funded or they're backed by very wealthy people, and we haven't had that luxury. So so we compete on value. That's what we have to do. Because as a small bootstrap business, we're not gonna. I can't outspend Salesforce's ad spend.
Absolutely.
But I don't want to. I'm not trying to be Salesforce. My focus is on providing really good personalized service to our clients.
That's a great mindset. I love it. How did you find your first customers as a bootstrap business with no funding and no awareness, as you said?
Yeah, it's a challenge, right? We had to go out and try and make, as in the local market, try to talk to people and say, hey, will you try this? Will you work with this? What can we do to, help solve your problems and learn from what they said? And so we've done that. We've really worked to provide this unified platform that does everything, that most businesses would want, and and make it so that it can scale and all of that. So a lot of it was just giving it away and then getting feedback, and then once we got that, and getting more people word of mouth and referral, and then it was advertising, and then we kind of grow that way. So which again is tough, because when you're advertising on as a SaaS, most people you're advertising to, it has to be very intent driven. So it has to be around the when they're searching, making sure that you have the search results come up, and so that's a very competitive space as well.
And today, which strategy would you say is the most successful in terms of getting new customers?
It's a mix. It's a blend. So we do some pay-per-click. We do SEO. We write blogs. We do contributed articles. We do anything that we can, find partnerships with other organizations. one of the things, so we have a direct model where we sell our CRM directly to clients, and then we also have a model where we with the reseller model, and so we're looking there for partners.
Affiliate.
Yeah, it's a kind of like affiliate, but not really, in that we private label it. So what we do is we take our platform and we put it under their brand, and then they resell it to their channel. And so when they go to their channel and they say, these are, this is, I'm an expert in, fill in the blank industry, or I have these contacts, then they can personalize the entire platform how they want it and then sell it to that channel. And then they make recurring revenue off of it.
Right. What is the vision for the future of the company? You've had it for 20 years, right?
Yeah. So it's mainly it's focused on making sure that we stay competitive, and AI is a big tool for us, a big thing, and it's a game changer for anyone in business. And so one of the things we'll be working on is further more integrations. I think we have about 10 or 12 different ways that we have AI woven into our system. So we ask our customers how we can help save them time with AI and get a lot of good feedback on that. We recently just put speech recognition into the platform, so that's kind of a cool thing. And then, a lot of it is staying current with various different standards and technologies and integrations and all that too. So there's a lot of things that as a small business we have to work hard to compete with, but that's what we do.
Okay, and I'd love to hear your story or on how you started it. So you said you started that right after military.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was in the Air Force for a few years, and I got out, and I had to I had a little bit of money saved up from that, and just started working on building my very first business was in email marketing. And so I evolved from that. Over the years, we switched our vision to be a little bit broader and focused on the just more focused on the more all-inclusive, holistic approach to managing a business with our platform. And so that was, and it's not without its hiccups, not without its challenges and problems. And I've dealt with difficult business partners. I've had my CFO had embezzled money from my company, and I've dealt with all kinds of challenges like that. And I think most people in business have faced issues, if not those exactly, but things like them. So the challenge, of course, is how do you evolve from those things and learn and grow and react when things like that happen. You try to be proactive as best you can, but sometimes you just can't anticipate things like that. So that's what we try to do.
What would be your best piece of advice for a starting founder, or let's say you 15, 20 years ago when you just started?
I would say be careful expanding your team too quickly. Be very careful with who you bring on as a partner, and make sure you have checks and balances in place so that you can, in case anything were to, like the problem that I had with the embezzlement, I was too trusting, and unfortunately, it's just human nature, and what we have to do to protect ourselves is be very careful and make sure you have the monitoring and the checks and balances to make sure that you protect yourself and the business.
Absolutely. We don't live in an ideal world, right?
I wish people were better, but it is what it is. It's the challenge of, humans will often not everyone obviously, but there are enough that you have to be very careful about people who will steal from you and take your hard work and either try to destroy it if they don't get what they want, or or just try to steal from you because they don't want to work, and they whether they feel entitled or whatever. And it's frustrating as a business owner to see that. And I'm not the only one. I mean, I think almost everyone I know who's a business owner has been confronted with challenges like this. But we just have to protect ourselves.
Absolutely. I have one last question for you before we close the podcast. What's your favorite software product that you use, but apart from GreenRope?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I would say probably the other one that I use the most of is Google Apps. I think that the whole suite that they have for productivity is great. So we rely on that heavily. I think Gmail they've done a great job with how that works, and so that's been a big core function for us and something that we use every day.
Thank you for sharing. Is there anything else that you want to tell us today on the podcast?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we have for our CRM and our marketing automation platform is free personalized trials. So with with demos, and so we're very consultative in our approach to our platform and talking to companies about it. It's a no pressure kind of thing, but yeah, if you go to our website at greenrope.com or completecrm.com, you can get a demo and get a sense of how the system works. I think the best way to know if a CRM is a good fit for you is to make sure you have your requirements laid out of what you want, and then go contact companies and have them demonstrate to you how the platform will meet your needs.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Lars. You did fantastic, and I'm grateful that you joined us.
Thank you for having me.